Oh, hi there everybody. It's great to be with you all again. It's time for live stream. So next stream will be on Thursday, which will be the 13th of March at 3:30 p.m. UK time. So let's see. Hi there to Aisha, hi to Julia, hi to Manisco, hi to Victoria, hi to Vitali as well. So let's go. Okay, this is about them giving these inkblot tests to an AI. So even if you haven't done one yourself, you'll recognize the mirrored ink stains, smudges, flecks, freckles that form ambiguous shapes on cards. So, stains, smudges, flecks, freckles. Okay, so we've got stains from Vitali, stains from Roland, stains from Julia, stains from Peter, and stains from Victoria, and from stains from Vandana as well. Let's see, freckles are what you have, what people with red hair have on their faces. They've got these little dots all over their faces. Hello Renyard, lovely to see you. Flecks are little dots of colour, little patches. Renyard says definitely stains. If you paint the ceiling, you end up with little flecks of white paint on your in your hair. Smudges is, let's see, if you run your finger over where you've written, you create a smudge, but a stain. I think definitely these are stains. I think stains works very nicely. That form ambiguous shapes on cards. So that was a good start. Huh. Okay, so prepared, developed, formed, drafted by Swiss psychiatrist Hermann Rorschach in 1921. The test involved showing a number of inkblots to subjects, then asking them to say what they see. So, developed for Vitali, developed for Renyard. Good morning, Peter. Formed from Peter, developed from Roland. Let's see what the rest of you say. Developed for Julia, developed for Vandana, prepared but from Victoria, prepared from Manisco. Welcome, Manisco. Okay, let's see, prepared. I think if you prepare something, you're normally following somebody else's instructions. Whereas developed has the idea of thought up, invented and worked on. Formed, no, let's see, a sculptor forms a piece of clay, and a draft is, yeah, as Roland says, an early version of a manuscript. So let's see, the food was prepared by me, but the recipe was developed by an expert chef. Good morning, Oksana. Goes with developed as well. So developed here is being used with the meaning of invented, whereas prepared, maybe the psychiatrist prepares the test by choosing the ones that he's going to use, Prepared is talking about getting something ready. Developed is talking about inventing and working on to make it better. So, the images are deliberately vacant, unemotional, dispassionate, inscrutable, and open to interpretation. So great to see you, Oksana. It's great to see you're well. Hi, Nadia, as well. So, the images are deliberately vacant, unemotional, dispassionate, inscrutable, and open to interpretation. So, Oksana goes for inscrutable, Renyard for inscrutable, vacant for Manisco, inscrutable for Vitali, inscrutable for Victoria, inscrutable for Peter, inscrutable for Vandana, inscrutable for Julia. Inscrutable for Roland and inscrutable for Nadia. Okay, vacant. Let's see, firstly you use vacant to mean something that's not being used. But if a person is vacant, there's nothing in their head. Yeah? And vacant is a person who just doesn't think. Let's see, you watch bad television programs. Watching bad television programs, your mind is completely vacant. Unemotional and dispassionate, that's about people. Unemotional, yes. Dispassionate as well. I think dispassionate has more the idea of independent, not being mixed up in something. And yes, very inscrutable. Impossible to decipher. So my grandmother had an inscrutable look on her face. I couldn't work out what she was trying to think, what she was thinking. Okay, for decades they were popular among psychologists, as a way of understanding a person's psyche from the creatures, objects or scenes they perceive, understand, realize, experience in the shapes. So, the creatures, objects or scenes they perceive, they understand, they realize, they experience in the shapes. Perceive for Vitali and Julia and Oksana. Perceive for Peter. Perceive for Nadia and Victoria. Perceive for Renyard as well. So understand. The objects they understand in the shapes, not really understand. Perceive from Renyard and Roland and Vandana. Realize. To realize is to notice something. To experience. No, an experience is something that you do. It's perceived. This is about perception. This is about what you notice, what comes in, and what is processed. Okay, sorry about this. That's better. Okay, it relies on a phenomenon known as pareidolia, which is a tendency. Hi, Hermann. Great to see you, Hermann. Which is a tendency to find substantial, meaningful, serious, consequential, remarkable interpretations in things where there is none. Yeah, pareidolia, this is looking up at the clouds and you see a face and an elephant and a hot air balloon. So, hi Polly, lovely to see you. So, meaningful for Vitali and Renyard and Roland and Hermann and Manisco. Substantial for Victoria. Polly goes for meaningful. Nadia goes for meaningful. So does Julia and Peter. and meaningful for Vandana. Okay, substantial, we normally use this to mean something is very big. I can see why you're thinking of substance as an answer. But so a substantial amount of money, a large amount of money, a substantial reason, a good strong reason why. To find substantial interpretations, no, it doesn't work. Okay, substantial, big and strong interpretations. It could, but I'm not very happy with it. Serious. Well, serious is the opposite of joking. Consequential, of consequence. Consequential. So you see one thing and this is the consequences, you think of something else. No. Remarkable, amazing. No, very definitely meaningful, with meaning. Okay, this is everything he says is very deep and meaningful. Okay, it's the same reason why people see faces or animal in cloud configurations, formations, constructions, frameworks, or on the surface of the moon. To be able to perceive a meaningful image, you've got to hold formations for Peter, formations for Vandana and Roland and Nadia, and Julia and Peter and Hermann and Reynard and Manisco. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. The configuration is how your computer is configured. Formations for Oksana as well. Construction. Construction is not a construction. Construction is building things. Is made by humans. And a framework, no, it's not a cloud framework. It's a cloud formation. Yeah, a formation here is a group of clouds. Okay. You might see a butterfly in an image, while someone else might see a skull. According to proponents of the test, both interpretations spill, leak, pour, shed light on how you think. Okay, this one's very definitely a collocation. Okay, so spill light on, leak light on, pour light on, shed light on. Hi Nina, lovely to see you. Collocation, very definitely. So, shed for Oksana and Hermann, shed light on for Peter, shed light on for Julia, shed for Reynard, shed for Roland, shed for Nadia, shed for Vandana, shed for and shed for Nina as well. Let's see, I think you could use spill light on, and I think you could use pour light on. But the best is very definitely shed light on. It's a much better collocation. Shed light on for Slipknot. Ooh, this one looks quite long. So, while many psychologists today... Shed 7. While many psychologists today... used in credibility, says Oksana. Whoops. Okay. So while many psychologists today believe the test is now obsolete and has little confidence, credibility, authenticity, correctness as a psychological tool, it is still used in some parts of the world and is even used as part of courtroom evidence, although this is controversial. So let's see. Yeah, we've got lots of answers already. That was quick. Credibility for Oksana and Hermann and Vitali. Credibility for Roland and Reynard. Credibility for Julia and Peter. No botification. Hi Patricia, lovely to see you. Authenticity, says Vandana. Credibility for Victoria and Nadia. Credibility, but authenticity too, maybe. Credibility for Maniska. So, has little confidence. No, people have little confidence in it. Has little correctness. No, is not very correct. Has little authenticity. Okay, the answer is definitely credibility. And I think it's not the test that has authenticity, it's the results of the test. So many, and provides answers with little authenticity, provides ideas with little authenticity. You see, I think what is authentic are the thought processes or the ideas that it throws up. And I think probably in psychology being authentic could be very difficult. Okay, so let's continue. Rorschach. No text, no sound. Dear oh dear, Patricia. Rorschach never intended it to be a measure of personality, but rather a way of distinguishing, identifying, marking, depicting disordered thinking in patients, such as those with schizophrenia. Good to have you back, P. So, distinguishing disordered thinking, identifying disordered thinking, marking disordered thinking, depicting disordered thinking. So, we've got identifying for we've got identifying for Peter. Okay, that's working. And Hermann and Reynard and Roland and Julia. Identifying for Nadia. And Victoria's going for distinguishing. Okay, so to distinguish one thing from another. Hello, Victor. So distinguishing disordered thinking from ordered thinking. I think if we're going to use distinguish, I think there's something going on from time to time with this. Okay, I did hear a click and it was something that was worrying me. Let's try it like that. That may be here. So, identifying for Victoria. Okay, so yes, if we're distinguishing from one, you need to say distinguishing A from B, whereas identifying it, you're noting it. Marking, not really. Depicting is explaining, making a picture of, showing. And that will be so. I hope, Oksana, this has resolved the problem. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. So, identifying for Patricia and Joan Kerr, depicting. Depicting disordered thinking. Sorry. I should be back now. So it'll probably take a little bit of time to come through. And any second now, you're back. Good. Okay, perceive meaningful for the previous one. That's definitely it, Patricia. Okay, so identifying disordered thinking. as a measure of personality. No, identifying it, noticing it. Okay, let's continue. Some psychologists, however, still believe it is a useful tool in therapy as a way of inspiring, inciting, encouraging, propelling self-reflection or starting conversations. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely back again. Sorry about the break. Okay, so some psychologists, however, still believe it is a useful tool in therapy as a way of... So Vitali goes for encouraging, Oksana goes for inspiring, Juan Kurd goes for encouraging, Peter goes for encouraging, Victoria for encouraging. Hi Elwa. Elwa goes for inciting. Julia goes for encouraging. Inciting to Fitz. Cut off again. That might have been my bad, Patricia. Renyard goes for encouraging. Human goes for encouraging. Vandana goes for encouraging. Okay, let's just look at these to start with. Propelling, I don't like. To propel is to push forward. A propeller pushes something forward. Nadia goes for inciting. So, inspiring, it could fit. Inciting, it could fit. Encouraging, it could fit. But which one is the best? Yeah, but don't spam Imran. How to boost vocab. Study a little bit every day. So, what's the difference between inspiring, inciting, or encouraging? Inkblots spur the imagination. Yes. Renyard says inspiring sounds a bit much. I quite agree with you. I'm absolutely inspired. Yeah, inspiring is over the top. Inciting. What about inciting? What is normally to incite? What is to incite? Normally you incite violence. To incite something bad. To egg somebody on to do something wrong. And that's why not incite violence. Okay, inciting. If you are inciting somebody to do something, incite hatred, incite animosity. And we're not inciting someone either. We're encouraging them. Incite, yes. Incite, let's see. Incite is nearly always negative. Incite has a negative connotation. Okay, encourage for both, but notice inspiring and is very extreme. Inciting is normally negative, and encouraging, it's a reasonable level. It's much more gradable, and the answer is encouraging. Okay, that was a very good one. Enticing. Notice to entice is to draw people in. So advertising entices people to buy a product. To entice is to come, as a way of reflecting, as a way of stimulating, maybe triggering. Okay, let's go for the next one then. When a person interprets a test, Imran said back on. Okay, so when a person interprets a Rorschach image, they unconsciously toss, project, extend, presume elements of their psyche, such as fears, desires and cognitive biases, says Barbara Santini, a psychologist who uses the test with her clients. Okay, so that's why we're here, Nadia. That's exactly why we're here, to see the different nuances in different things. Shed for the previous one, shed light on, absolutely, Patricia. So, project for Oksana, Vitali, Juan. Project for Peter and Human and Julia. Project for Renyard and Nadia and Victoria and Manisco and Patricia. Project is a very psychologist word. You project what you're thinking onto other things. To toss, to throw. Notice toss is very informal. Extend elements. To extend, to make longer, to make further. Project for Roland. Yep, projection is a Freudian defense mechanism. Very good, Nina. Project is a very psychobabble word. Okay, to presume elements. No. Project. To project. Yeah, but this is how we interpret reality. We project our experience onto the reality, and that's how we then interpret it. You project your insecurities onto someone. Absolutely, Vitali. That's the idea. The test works because human vision isn't passive, but a meaning-making process, arranged, shaped, organised, affected by personal experience. Cast. Yeah, cast would probably work. I toss and turn in bed. That's good. So Elwa says shaped. Nina says the Rorschach test is widely disliked. Shaped from Vitali, shaped by for Roland, shaped by for Peter. You say the other is okay. Yeah, if you're in a bad way, you say the other is. Shaped for Oksana, shaped for Julia, shaped for Nina, shaped for Vandana, shaped for Manisco, shaped for Nadia. Okay, affected, no, because this you need affected with an A. And affected would work very well. To effect as a verb means to make something happen, to effect a change, to effect an improvement. Okay, so to effect is to make something happen. It's the wrong word, and that's why. If it was an A, yes. It's like to configure. Is configured. Configured is not bad. Is shaped. Good. If you're a liar, you say the other is. That is projecting exactly, Patricia. Shaped for Juan. I'm sorry to hear that, Imran. To get rid of this word, I needed to figure out the pronunciation. It goes like Rorschach. Thank you. I've been having terrible problems with it as well. Rorschach. Effect, produce, yes, with an E. Shaped or organised is organised, but it's shaped. It's put into. Yeah, effect with an E is basically a noun, and effect with A is the verb. Shaped. Welcome, Philippe. Yes, it's shaped. It's formed by personal experience. And let's continue. Shaped by personal experience. Exactly, Philippe. Good to see you with us, Philippe. And finding meaning or familiar shapes in ink blots relies upon a number of cognitive, psychic, objective intelligence processes that humans use every day, including memory, emotion, and the ability to deal with ambiguity. Okay, so we've got cognitive from Roland and Nina and Joanne, cognitive from Vitaly and Peter and Oksana, constructed by, with the by no, constructed through perhaps in this case, cognitive for Julia. Hi there, Jaya. A number of intellectual processes. I think it probably works, Elwa, but I'm not sure if it works from a psychology point of view. Also, cognitive processes. This is another psychologist word. Cognitive for Nadia and Vandana. Cognitive for Manisco. Cognitive for Philippe. Cognitive for Victoria. Cognitive for Patricia. Psychic processes, but I was looking at this word psychic. Psychic is almost like using your mind to read somebody else's mind. Psychic processes. A psychic is somebody who reads your mind. Cognitive abilities, yes. Cognitive relating to... Okay, cognitive is understanding, is receiving data and processing that data and giving a meaning to it. From my understanding, not everyone has a psychic ability, certainly not. Effect is both a verb and a noun, as in to effect a change, to produce, but have an effect on something. Cognitive intuition for purple, hi purple. How you perceive things around you, that's exactly it, Joanne. Cognitive processes. Like cognitive bias, exactly. And we're full of cognitive biases as well. But what happens if you have no personal experience, or you offer it to a brain that goes, runs, works, conducts in an entirely different way? Okay, for me, Rainyard, a psychic is the person who reads your palm, who looks into the crystal ball for you. So Nina goes for work, so does Elwa. Joanne goes for goes, Roland for works, Oksana for runs, Vitaly for works, Victoria for works, Oksana all works, Manisco for goes, Julia for works, Peter for works, Nadia for works, Vandana for works. Okay, let's see. Conducts itself, but normally to conduct is the way you behave. This is talking about behavior. Works for purple. Psyche is the mind. Works or functions for Victoria. Works for Renyard. Highlando goes for works as well. A brain that runs, not it works. A brain that works, yeah. It works is how your brain is moving. How it runs. You see, I would say, Oksana, an engine runs. A program runs. A photocopier runs. But your brain runs. It's not a very good way. Runs is in progress. Goes in an entirely different way. It doesn't go. The brain works. I quite like this question because these are they're very basic words, but it's not an easy question. What else runs? A process runs. Thank you. Yes, that's actually quite good. I think your brain is something that is much more complicated than just a process. Let's see, the amygdala runs the processes of fear. Psychic, similar to the words that end in mancy. Pyromancy. Psi, that a PS. To run a business, yes. Okay, so maybe to run, as in to be in control of. Because I got you mixed up. I got you mixed up with the Victoria above you. I never knew that, Patricia. Your third name. We can also run a company, and a politician can run for president or to run a company. Let's see. It's old age. It's it's my mental deterioration, Patricia. Okay, let's try one more, and this can be the last one for today. Conducts, yes, it's talking about behaviour. Conducts itself. An engine runs on a particular fuel. Is to run something is more metaphorical and not so literal. Yes, I think it probably is purple smoke. So, what might an artificial intelligence realise, recognise, view, admit in these inkblots? And what would their answers tell us about the human mind? So, recognise for Vitali, run smoothly. To run a household, that's good, Patricia. Recognise for Nina, recognise for Juan, recognise for Peter. Pete and Victoria. Recognise for Nina. Hello, Abhishek, lovely to see you. Recognise because we can't say see in the AI's case. I think you could use C because it does have an ability to interpret pictures. Recognise for Victoria. Great to have you, Abhishek. Recognise for Manisco, recognise from Lando, recognise for Julia. It's been a pleasure having you, Vitali. Recognise for Roland, recognise for Purple. I'm English, I'm from England, Abhishek. So take care, Vitali. And recognise for Patricia. Recognise or admit. You see, admit, I would say, I will admit this answer. I will let this answer go. So what might an algorithm admit as an answer? But admit says Chaya as well. It's been a pleasure having you, Julia. So it's recognise. I think you admit something that's within the possible scope. This would I admit the answer admit here? Probably not. I don't think the structure admits admit, or the meaning admits admit. So enough for today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you all for coming. So next stream is on Thursday, which is the 13th of March at 3:30 p.m. UK time. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Peter. Thank you, Renyard. Thank you, Manisco. Thank you, Purple Smoke. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Victoria. That's so kind of you. Yeah. Poor thing. There's no E after Anne because she lost her head. The poor thing. Okay, thank you again, Victoria. You are so generous. It's so kind of you. It really is. So thank you, Nadia. Okay, let's see. And participants. Thank you to Abhishek. Thank you to Chaya. Good luck with your marriage, Chaya. Thank you to Julia. Thank you to Juan. Thank you to Lando. Thank you to Philippe. Thank you to Manisco. Thank you to Nadia. Thank you to Nina. Thank you to Oksana. Thank you to Patricia. Thank you to Peter. Thank you to Purple Smoke. Thank you to Renyard. Thank you to Roland. Thank you to Victoria. Special thank yous to Victoria. And thank you to Vitali as well. You've been a fantastic group, as you always are. I'm very, very lucky. Press home for the attack. Okay, to press home and attack. That's my pleasure, Philippe. It's what I do. No problem for you being late as long as you're here. It's great. So take care, all of you. You're a wonderful group. So what can I say? Yeah, thank you all, and I hope to see you all on Thursday. So